Hey YouTube, we are making an Aggrotech track. Here's what we got so far. It's not too bad. We need to add a bass line because that is the fundamental part of Aggrotech for the most part. See, you pretty much do anything you want for a bass line. I tend to not use samples. I will use a VST of some sort. I will be using silence. Alright, so silence 1 is pretty cool. What I'm going to do is right click where it says menu in the screen in the center and scroll down to init preset. Click that. So now we just have a saw wave running on the first oscillator. That's what we got. Alright, so Aggrotech likes saw waves for sure. Turning down the octave 2 octaves because we want a bass sound. Excuse me, we want a bass sound. So let's change how many waveforms are playing at the same time. It just kind of makes it a little bit louder because there's, they're all playing at the same exact time. Alright, I'm turning the detune knob to give it, what's the word I want to use? Give it a little bit of panic, I guess, in the sound. I pretty much turn it up and bring it down until it actually makes a note, because you don't want it to not make a note. Alright, I'm going to turn on the next oscillator, see what other kind of sound we can add in there. Alright, I'm just kind of adding like a little background sound. I really don't know what I'm going for right now. I'm just making things. I'm playing with the volume and the detune knobs. That's it. Let's try this. Except I'm going to turn off that one for now, just so we can hear the actual notes. Alright, so we are going to make a bass line right now. Maximize the piano roll here by double clicking. You just have to listen to other songs or just feel what's in your head to know what the rhythm would be. Most of the time it's offbeat, which is the kick would be here, so you just do it half of that. You know what I mean? Kick is at the first measure, and then we're gonna do you know. Alright, we're gonna put this in the track so we can hear what it sounds like. It's actually not sounding too bad. Do we like G? Alright, I think I might use F. F is kind of nice. Alright. You do something like that too, but I mean, it's really all up to you. It's just watch me make a melody, make a bass line. With the composition, I'll tell you what I'm doing when it requires like making the sound. Alright, so I'm going to cover a tutorial on how filters work, but you're going to switch it to a low pass filter, and I'm put this cutoff knob on the filter control at default. I believe you double click or something, I don't know. Yeah, default at straight up. So now we're at full cutoff. Yeah, we're at full frequencies. So when we turn this down, this waveform is going to move down the waveform spectrum. But I'm actually going to control this knob using a modular envelope. And this is just the pattern I know to get a pluck sound. Like that. Without it. That's how you make a cool bass line. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to solo this so I can hear just the bass line. Oh yeah, that's hella industrial. Mainly, you use your minor notes that are, you go a half step up the scale, and you get, your minor note. Tends to work out pretty well for industrial. You don't have to. You can go down if you want. But for the purpose of having a generic Aggrotech track, this is what we're going to do. Alright, we layered our kick, our snare. You think we're going to layer anything else? We are going to layer the bass. So I'm going to open up another silent. So I'm going to clone that. So we still have on the same pattern, pattern 3. We got the same sound here. It's on this track. But now I don't want this. I don't want any of this. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make a saw, hypersaw sound. Basically, you have everything set to 4 voices, or you can do more. Doesn't matter. I'm going to do 4 for right now, just because it's a bass sound, I guess. There's part A, part B. That only switches the filter B and the oscillator and the amp envelopes. For those sections, the color changes, so they only relate to those. And turn this one up to 4 as well. Detune around 10 o'clock like it was on A. They're about the same. And make sure this is... Alright, so now all the oscillators have 4 saws, and they're all being detuned around 10 o'clock. So let's see what this sounds like. Sounds like crap. Alright, so we have -1, -2, and we got +1, and we're going to have 0. So now we've got many octaves. Alright, so it doesn't really matter too much how many voices you have, because it depends on how far you detune. Alright, just fine-tuned it to the left and the right a little bit, just to give each waveform like a sort of realistic variation. I'm going to turn up the release on here, so it kind of fades out. Yep. Some EQ, you can, want more bass. And less treble. Some reverb. Alright, I don't know crap about the compression on here, on silent, but okay, so I just turned up the wet knob, just play with that until it sounded. Yeah. So now we get some nice reverb on there. The damp, I believe, is how much sound. I think that's like the cutoff for it, so if it's up here, you're getting low end reverb, and if it's over here, you're getting high end reverb. Pretty sure that's what it was. And then width is how much stereo the reverb has, and the size is how long the sound is. Alright, now I'm going to try some distortion, because industrial is nothing without distortion. Too much. I mean, there's 5 different types of distortion they have in here. That's awesome. I like it. That's not what I want for the bass line. That should do. Alright, so all I'm going to do with this super saw is go over the offbeat notes. Just copy them. I'm putting it down an octave. Okay, I think I'm losing. There's too many high notes. Oh, here we go. Oh, that was it. That was all we needed to do. Is turn off retrigger on every oscillator. So that starts over the sound, so I guess the sounds are still running in real time, but we have to trigger them to the volume to come through basically by playing the note. So that's cool. Alright, I didn't know that. Absolutely. Alright, so that's kind of what you want with Aggrotech. That's beautiful. We could try doubling these notes. Doesn't do too much. So I'm going to save the CPU by not having double notes for no reason if it doesn't sound like anything. Now, there's one more thing I like to layer on top of this, and it's super bassy sound. Just make sure that there's sub in there. We're getting tons of bass because that's what we like. So I'm going to add another silent, and I'm going to right click on menu again and init preset. I'm going to switch it to a sine wave. This is your cleanest waveform. Alright, for this we want ray trigger on. Add a little bit of release, makes it sound a little bit better, more natural. Or turn on EQ, not distortion. You want some good bass in there. Putting a little bit of reverb. No. I want to, we gotta add this to a new channel. Insert down here, insert 5. I'm gonna name this sub, and we are going to add some more audible bass frequencies. And in 6 we're going to add these. I'm sorry if that was too loud for anybody. Bass lines are always purple. Alright, so now we have almost a song. Here we can even compose it a little bit. Oh yeah, alright, cool. Cool. It's a sexy bass line. Alright, so that's the end of part 4. Stay tuned for part 5, where we will discuss hi-hats and the arpeggio sound. Alright, so enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one.